Light in Vintage Story is the difference between being able to see what's chasing you and living in the bliss of the unknown. There are many ways to shine a light on the world in Vintage Story. Today, I'm going to turn you on to all of them. Let's go! Funding for this video is provided by viewers like you. To kick off your light adventures, you'll need a spark to light the flame. The fire starter is the first thing you'll craft. Place one piece of grass and 2 sticks in the crafting grid, and click. If you're like me, you'll craft one of these, use it twice, and never use it again. The fire starter is exactly what it says. It starts the fire to light the way. With the fire starter in hand, you'll need something to set ablaze to light the room. Enter the torch. To craft the first and most versatile of the light sources, you'll need a stick and a couple of pieces of grass. Place both into the crafting grid and click. Now you have a torch. Next, we'll need to light it up. 3 options here. You can place the torch on the ground. Using your new fire starter, you can bring it to life. You can also use another torch to light a torch. And lastly, you can use the fire pit, and we'll cover that in a minute. A couple of things you need to know about the torch. First, it's not forever. Once you place the torch on the ground or wall, an invisible clock starts to tick. After 48 in-game hours, the torch will go out. You can pick up and replace the torch to reset the timer, but if you're like me, you'll forget, and you'll have a lot of burnt-out torches. The second thing is that torches don't like water. If you leave a torch uncovered and it starts to rain, the torch will go out. So protect those torches. Also, if you decide to take a swim while holding the torch, it will go out. This is the plague of my existence in Vintage Story. The number of times I put my torch out by accident in the water is in the thousands at this point. I actually stopped carrying torches because they just end up getting wet. I am a torch killer. There's a way to keep torches lit all the time, even in a rainstorm. You can use a torch holder placed on the wall to keep the light going forever. These torch holders are acquired a couple of different ways. The easiest way, I think, is ruin hunting. This is one of the main reasons I get out and explore early on. Finding even just one torch holder can feel like winning the lottery. Later on, as you acquire gears, they can also be purchased from your friendly neighborhood trader. The torch holder can also be crafted, but only with brass, which is not something you're going to have at the start of the game. Players I've chatted with over the years have let me know that the torch holder is on their short list for change. Please let us make torch holders out of other metals and different shapes. Wouldn't that be cool? Torches are the most versatile of the light sources. As I said, you can use them to light other torches. They're also used to light fires and forges. You can throw them at mobs for fun and light up dark caves to find your way. I recently again just started carrying a stack of torches on me. It's always nice to have a torch handy. Are you a torch in your bag player or a never torcher? Let me know. The fire pit can provide a warm glow to your living space. I think we all forget what a good light source this can be, especially in the early game. The fire pit is easy to craft with a piece of grass and 4 firewood. It will provide light to an area as long as it has fuel to burn. You can also use the fire pit to light torches. Place a torch or a stack of torches into the pit and they'll slowly light up. If you're like me, you'll take for granted the fire pit right up until the point it burns out. Wow, it's dark in here. The next source of light is my favorite, and one I didn't know was in the game for months. The oil lamp is compact, it can be placed on the wall or the ground, and it provides the most wonderful blue glow. I've played a couple of runs of the game with just oil lamps, because I love the way it looks and feels. To craft an oil lamp, you'll need to make a bowl, or 10. Gather up all of the fat you can get your hands on, place the bowl and fat in the crafting grid, and you have light. Once you build one, you're gonna want more. Trust me. The other great thing about the oil lamp is that it's waterproof. Yep, you can swim with the light in your hands with no worries. Also, it's infinite. It never burns out. In my mind, the oil lamp is the king of light sources in Vintage Story. It's the god light. There are candles in Vintage Story. They're not an early game light source unless you find a couple in ruins or bony soil. I've been that lucky, but it's rare. The candle is made from beeswax, which means, you guessed it, you're going to need to find bees. This endeavor alone can keep the candles out of reach for some time. Once you've got your bees set and you're flush with beeswax, you can make candles. If you need help, at the top of the screen is a link to a quick guide on making candles. Candles on their own are not great light sources, but damn are they cool looking. They can be placed on tables, block slabs, lots of places. I've used them as accent points in a bunch of my builds. They're waterproof, which is always funny to me, and just like oil lamps, they're infinite. The candle's big day, however, is its use in lanterns. Lanterns are the end game for light sources in Vintage Story. They require metal to build, which means you'll need to be in at least the Copper Age to craft. You'll need 1 metal plate, 2 clear quartz crystal, and a candle. The basic lantern puts out a good amount of light. You can also upgrade them with silver or gold plates to make them basically flashlights. The lantern is waterproof and comes in tons of color combinations. When I first started playing Vintage Story, the lantern was one of my main goals for getting to the Copper Age. Now, I find myself relying on other light sources more as I enjoy the warmth of the light. Do you race to get lanterns? The last base game light source is the Chandelier. And can I say, these things are amazing. Not only is the art great looking, but they put out a massive amount of light. This is yet another on a long list of items I wish we could craft. Not only craft, but made so that we could set the color and height from the ceiling. A Drax can dream. The Chandelier can be found in ruins, which I've only had the luck of doing 1 or 2 times in my life. They can also be bought from a trader, which is the easier route if you're looking to place that final touch on the master room of your house. There are a number of mods that add extra light sources to the game. I have a couple of favorites I've used throughout the years. The More Lanterns mod adds a bunch of new lanterns and light sources to the base game. The standout for me in this mod is the simple paper lantern. I like the look of them and the ease of crafting. Oh wait, this mod also adds water lanterns. Cool! The other mod I enjoy is Dr. K's Metal Lights. It adds a number of candle holder choices to the game that just look great. The standout for me in this mod are the chandeliers. They come in a couple of new styles and in many different metal color combinations. And look at that, they're just beautiful. Have a light mod that you think I might enjoy? Share it with me in the comments. Vintage Story has so many light options. Share with me your favorites and why. Also, if you could add 1 new light source to the game, what would it be? Hey, did you know that I stream on Twitch? You can check me out live 5 days a week. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. The video's over. Now it's time for you to do your part. Follow, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.